During our organization's research on the plane of Manis, magic has consistently confounded us, until now with the recent opportunity to interview a magister on the nature of magic, where I will now present the notes of this interaction. We first inquired on the fact that it seems that some individuals have the ability to fully manipulate magic with no need for runes, wands, or other external tools, this being the main divide that separates a magic users like wizards or artificers from a magister. It was explained to us that particular individuals undergo an arcane process called an epiphany. They described this experience as unlocking a sort of sixth sense, or becoming aware of things usually only perceived as philosophical concepts such as the soul. Seeking further clarification on the soul statement, the magister would go on to shed light on this concept. The soul seems to be synonymous with the consciousness of a living being a sort of intangible core of personality, memories, and sensory perception. A magister gains awareness of the soul upon undergoing an epiphany, but only at a surface level, with the process of improving one's magic being tied directly to the understanding of their soul, as the practice of magic can be seen as distorting the world around you by twisting your conscious perception of it. And how else to better your understanding of the world than understanding where you stand in it? When asked how one goes about defining their soul, I was given the explanation that it's essentially a sort of spiritual journey, one that, quote, unravels all false pretense to discover the true nature of one's being. The specifics vary person to person, yet all following the same broad steps, with many factors determining the nature of this process, such as age and life experiences. But one factor remains universal. If one strays too far from the path or attempt to force their way through it, this will lead to the near irreparable distortion of the soul, and by extension the material world with their body as the epicenter. This usually results in the formation of an inhuman magic-attuned beast, known colloquially as a witch. These creatures embody the distorted mental state of the person they used to be, displaying erratic behavior, with this madness escalating the longer they stay like this, with this madness seemingly spreading by proximity. As such, these creatures must not be allowed to live. This does make research hard though, as even their corpse seems to act as a vector for insanity. Hey guys, just wanted to do some more explanation on the magic system. I explained a lot of it in the first video, like how magic is essentially produced from the brains, if living things, and can be stored in blood and spinal fluid. But that's the more physical side that applies to how magic tools work. On the more mental side, I basically wanted it to work partially based on the mental state and beliefs of the caster. A way I like to explain it to myself is just gaslighting reality, where if someone can convince themselves and vividly hallucinate that something was on fire, that thing would then light on fire. This is why I imagine magisters' brains just operate different from a regular member of their species. The process of magic can be enhanced by the use of things like hallucinatory drugs or other sensory augmentations, like red-tinted glasses helping with fire magic. And for the whole soul thing, I essentially used a model based on Carl Jung's physiological model, since I basically used the soul as another name for the consciousness and other vague psychological stuff. And with witches, I thought it'd be neat to push the psychological concept with them, basically being a mental break. With normal magisters, their body slowly morphs based on their use of magic and the nature of their soul. But in a witch's case, I imagine they become this way when they attempt to rush or mess with the process of magic, or when they tunnel vision on a specific goal with their witch form, reflecting this. For example, the witch here, I imagine, had the wish to be someone else, or just anyone but themselves. This wish giving them the ability to steal appearances or project his onto others. The idea of transformation is also shown in the butterfly theme. This was mostly inspired by the devils in Chainsaw Man, the monsters in Sweet Home, and the Chujin in Shojin X, all having that theme of embodying a concept and having abilities based on a desire. I'll definitely explore this more in future videos, but that's it for now.